सावन की ऋतु आई रे सजनी, प्रीतम घर नहीं आई। आए सावन की ऋतु, सावन की ऋतु आई रे सजनिया, प्रीतम घर नहीं आए। आए बाली उमर मोरी रैन अंधेरी, रह रहे जिया घबराए, घबराए रह रहे जिया घबराए। आए सावन की ऋतु, बाबरी पिया की देखो सुध बुध बुलाए बैठी, नैनों में पिया की बाबरी पिया की देखो सुध बुध बुलाए बैठी, नैनों में पिया की प्रीति करी तो अब क्यों रोए, प्रीति करी प्रीति करी तो अब क्यों रोए, रोए रोए अपना जीवन कोई, क्यों माथे तिलक लगाए रे, प्रीतम घर नहीं आए, सावन की तुम्हारी सजी, प्रीतम घर नहीं आए, हसीबी रहीमी करीबी हर मदद तू कर मदद मौला, हसीबी रहीमी करीबी हर मदद तू कर मदद मौला, मेरे मुस्तफा की शान है मौला, मेरे मुस्तफा की शान है मौला, मैं जब भी डूबता हूँ तू बचाता है, मैं जब भी लड़खड़ाता तू उठाता है, तेरे एहसान कितने हैं मेरे मौला, हसीबी रहीमी करीबी हर मदद तू कर मदद मौला, हफीजी कबीरी बसीरी हर मदद तू कर मदद मौला,
tana tom re ta ta na 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 tom re ta ta na re ta 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 na na re ta ta na 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 रहम कर अपने न आए थे करम को भूल जा, रहम कर अपने न बाज़ा बाज़ा हर उनसे हस्ती बाज़ा।
उमर ख़याम की ज़बान में रब्बे करीम इंसानों से मुखातिब होकर कहते हैं कि अरे वो इंसान लौट आ मेरी तरफ वापस आ जा।
कर काफिरो कब्रो बुत परस्ती बाज़ा।
ऐ इंसान, ख्वाह तो काफिर रहा हो, बुत परस्त रहा हो या बेदीन रहा हो, जो कुछ भी रहा हो, आजा लौट आ मेरी तरफ।
इधर गहे दरगहे नाउमीदीनी।
रब्बे करीम इंसान से मुखातिब होकर कहते हैं, ऐ मेरे बंदो, ये मेरी बारगाहे आलम पनाह है, यहाँ पर मायूसी का कोई गुजर नहीं है, लौट आ मेरी तरफ।
सदबार अगर तौबा शिकस्ती बाज़ा।
ऐ इंसान, अगर तूने 100 बार भी तौबा करके तोड़ दी, 1000 बार भी तौबा करके तोड़ दी, तो आजा, मेरा दरवाजा खुला है, आजा मेरी तरफ। तू गनी मौला, तू गनी अज हर दो आलम मन फकीर।
तू गनी अज हर दो आलम मन फकीर। तू गनी अज हर दो आलम मन फकीर।
रोज़ महशर उज़्र आए मन पज़ीर।
रोज़ महशर उज़्र आए मन पज़ीर। रोज़ महशर उज़्र आए मन पज़ीर।
कर तुम्ही बीनी हिसाब मुनागुज़ीर।
कर तुम्ही बीनी हिसाब मुनागुज़ीर। कर तुम्ही बीनी हिसाब मुनागुज़ीर।
अज़ निगाहे मुस्तफ़ा बिन आबिदीन।
मौला 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 मौला।
रवि अच्छी लगी ना सरवरी अच्छी लगी, हम फकीरों को मदीने की गली अच्छी लगी।
उस रवि अच्छी लगी ना सरवरी अच्छी लगी, हम फकीरों को मदीने की गली अच्छी लगी।
हम फकीरों को मदीने, हम फकीरों को मदीने की गली अच्छी लगी।
उस रवि अच्छी लगी ना सरवरी अच्छी लगी, हम फकीरों को मदीने की गली अच्छी लगी।
राज़िक तू है मेरा मालिक, तू है और राज़िक तू है,
राज़िक तू है
मेरा मालिक तू है,
मालिक तू रशीदी अजीजी सबूरी अलमदद तू कर मदद मौला हबीबी हसीबी लतीफी अलमदद तू कर मदद मौला
What's up, y'all? My name is Jess Sims, and I'm so
Here is the hottest show in town. You are tuned into Coffee with Jalal.
या अली मदद ससीकल आदाब अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैं आपका होस्ट जलाल आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर आप सब देख रहे हैं जी आप सब देख रहे हैं कॉफी जलाल और रेडियो सुरसन क्या अगर आप और ऑफ कोर्स पंजाबी नेशनल टीवी as well as if you guys are watching anywhere in the world from either Facebook or YouTube and thank you so much everyone for joining us for the first edition of Coffee Jalal for the 2021 yes happy new year to all of you to you and your family and हम दुआ करते हैं from all of us like at the Coffee Jalal, Salam Namaste, Calgary, Gapshabi Jalal, and Punjab Minister TV. We pray for your health and your safety in the new year. जो अपना 2020 में हो गया, I know, like no one wants to remember, but like coronavirus is still here, so we have to take still precautions about it. So hopefully you are doing your job. You are not gathering with your no more social gathering. Staying home if you don't have to go outside. Use mask, clean your hands, wash your hands continuously. So I think hopefully we can back to our normal life as soon as possible. So आप सबका New Year कैसा रहा? I know there were so many things were happening. Like virtually, there were so many shows were happening virtually around, like on a Facebook and YouTube. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. There were so many things were happening on our groups as well, on the Coffee Jalal page, as well as like our Entertainment Canada, and of course the Damage Jubilee Group, our good friend Riz Yadav. So there were so many events were happening. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So we are live right now from three stations, three slots, Coffee Jalal page as well as my personal ID Jalal Ladak, and of course we are live on YouTube as well. There are a few people are watching on YouTube, so thank you so much everyone. But make sure to subscribe me or like on the YouTube as well, so you can enjoy future shows as well as all the past shows are still there. You can go back and you can enjoy and you can share with your friends and family. So, and speaking about the future, so Future Superstar 3.0 registration has been ended on December 31st. We got, mashallah, overwhelmed response from basically all over the world, from like from Hunza Gilgit, from Tehran, Turkey, East Africa, as well as Malaysia, and of course US, Canada, India, and Pakistan as well. So we'll be doing special our first virtual press conference on this Tuesday, 6:30, 8:30 Eastern, with me, Salma Jadavji, and our good friend Riz Jadavji. So we'll have a special press conference, and we'll let you know what's the next step now. So then we'll keep you updated, as we go on. Again, the main event will be end of February. It's going to be a big event, inshallah. So, but of course, there are so many details to come. अगर आपने अभी तक शेयर नहीं किया, so please do so. Share this live telecast as well, so our other friends so they can enjoy the show as well. आपने जैसे सुना होगा, देखा होगा, Tajalli Lounge. This is the new name in the entertainment business. We'll be doing a lot of new, because the songs are coming in from the Tajalli Lounge with big stars, local artists, as well as like international artists. So their first release just happened 2 3 days ago, HASEEBI, and it's our good friend Farhan Shah. That's his venture, that's his project, that's his dream, and he's with us right now. So he's back, like waiting backstage, and his team, including Noreen as well as Keith. So they are backstage. So let me get Farhan first on, and we'll talk to him. Then of course we'll add our their his team member as well. And again, it's early morning, in Australia, and he's here again with us. We love you, right? Thank you so much for joining us again. Early morning. Good morning. मैं आपको क्या बोलूं? Good morning and of course happy new year.
गुड मॉर्निंग, हैप्पी न्यू ईयर जलाल भाई। बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो नया साल, और जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं सबको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो। हम लोग 2021 में आ चुके हैं, एंड इंशाल्लाह आई प्रे कि ये साल सबके लिए बहुत अच्छा हो।
Yes, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, yeah. Okay, yeah, inshallah हम सबके लिए अच्छा ही होगा, now we have corona. I think we have the vaccination available as well, so hopefully जल्दी everyone gets the vaccination, तो हमारी ये जो है normal life inshallah जल्दी आती जाएगी, and of course all of us are waiting. Yeah, Farhan bhai, I know you talked to us back in November. You are working on your project Tajalli Lounge, but yeah, I think it was started before that as well. So thoda introduction though, then we'll go to your team members, and they can join us as well. So what is it like? What does that mean for you, Tajalli Lounge?
Tajalli Lounge is it's like that dream which I have been had in my mind for like very long time, right? And I mean कुछ ना कुछ करना था, बट मुझे ये नहीं पता था कि इसका नाम तजल्ली लाउंज होगा और ये ऐसे होगा, बिकॉज I think it was basically a discussion with one of my very good friend Irfan, and from there I think Irfan Ali, who's a producer of Tajalli Lounge as well, so which उसके साथ डिस्कशन के दौरान I think just like a random discussion, और हम यहाँ पहुँचे कि हमने ये करना है, and then of course jollygul.com. So it's like a venture between me, Irfan and Jolly Gul, and then because मैं और शाहिद जो है पहले से बहुत सारा म्यूजिक प्रोड्यूस कर रहे थे, और हमारा कोलैबोरेशंस के बहुत सारे प्लान थे, और अभी बहुत सारी चीज़ें आना बाकी हैं। तो वक्त के साथ जो है चीज़ें आई थिंक वो कहते हैं कि जब आप कोई चीज़ नियत करते हो तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें जमा हो जाती हैं उसको जोड़ने के लिए। तो आई थिंक वो ड्रीम जो हम लिव कर रहे थे, जो हम कायनात में बातें छोड़ रहे थे, तो बहुत सारी चीज़ों ने मिलके उसका एक मोमेंटम बनाया, और आई थिंक फाइनली वी केम अप विद तजल्ली लाउंज, और इट्स आउट हियर। और आई थिंक हसीबी से बेहतर कोई गाना नहीं हो सकता था उसको लॉन्च करने के लिए, बिकॉज हसीबी इज़ इन द प्रेज ऑफ डिवाइन, इट्स इन द प्रेज ऑफ गॉड, और अल हसीब जो अल्लाह का नाम है, जिसका मतलब है हिसाब करने वाला, द रेकनर। तो उससे बेहतर जो है मुझे लगता है कि स्टार्ट नहीं हो सकता था। नया साल स्टार्ट हुआ, तजल्ली लाउंज स्टार्ट हुआ, उससे पहले हमने मकाम स्टेशन एक स्टार्ट किया हुआ है। मकाम स्टेशन में हम जो है वो टैलेंटेड इमर्जिंग स्माइली आर्टिस्ट को हम लॉन्च कर रहे हैं, और उसमें बहुत सारे प्लान्स हैं। अभी आप देखेंगे अब तजल्ली के बाद अब हम मकाम का एक एपिसोड लेके आएंगे, फिर तजल्ली लेके जाएंगे। तो आई थिंक बहुत कुछ प्लान में बहुत कुछ चल रहा है, और मेरे लिए ये है कि और शाहिद के लिए और मेरी पूरी टीम के लिए ये है कि हम जो सोच रहे थे, जो करना चाह रहे थे, वो हम फाइनली कर पा रहे हैं, और उस ऊपर वाले का बड़ा करम है कि लोग उसको अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं, लोग उसको सुन रहे हैं, और मैं बता नहीं सकता कि पिछले 4-5 दिन से कितने ज़्यादा जो है इसके ऊपर कितने ज़्यादा रिस्पांस आया, और रिस्पांस नॉट इन टर्म्स ऑफ के ऑनलाइन रिस्पांस, जो लोगों ने पर्सनली रीच आउट किया है, द म्यूजिशियंस बैक इन पाकिस्तान एंड इंडिया प्लस म्यूजिशियंस इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया, जो जिस किस्म का फीडबैक मुझे मिला, और फ्रॉम द जनरल पीपल के व्हाट दिस सॉन्ग मीन्स टू देम, के एक प्रेयर की तरह उनको ये सॉन्ग मिला, और इस टाइम पे मिला जो कि न्यू ईयर का टाइम था, तो बहुत ज़्यादा रिफ्लेक्शंस मेरे पास जमा हो गए हैं मेरे आगे के लिए, मैंने आगे क्या करना है। और ईच एंड एवरी वन ऑन दिस ट्रैक आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक के कितना ज़्यादा डेडिकेशन से इस ट्रैक के ऊपर लोगों ने काम किया। मेरी बहुत अच्छी फ्रेंड है नूरीन, हमारे साथ अभी ज्वाइन करेगी। इसने वी हैव बीन वर्किंग टुगेदर through this pandemic. We started working on Wohi Khuda, and then we worked on one of the other song for ANZ, and then Sawan, and then this song as well. तो पूरा साल मुझे लगता है कि हमें बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प किया म्यूजिक ने to live this pandemic. So we have Keith Christian here as well. He's my very good friend. We've been playing music. We've been playing music together for last, I think, 3-4 years now in Australia, and he have played Santoor on the track. I think मेरे बाकी teammates जो है ना अभी तक सो रहे हैं because of the different time zones. So yes. I think Noreen and Keith are here, so we might take them on board today.
Yeah. So before we go to that, you just said like you're doing a Makan station as well as for the talented Somali artist के लिए जो आपने start किया. What about the talented host? उनका कोई नहीं department आपके पास?
अरे talented host जो है वही सब.
तो फिर जिसमें मैं और रिज यादव जी भी आ जाए.
Riz Jadhav ji and you yourself, you guys are already promoting the young emerging artists, so you don't need any platform to host you.
Okay, then well said. Okay, so we'll we'll add 2 of your other members as well. Our good friend, or my good friend, Noreen Sumar. Yaliman Noreen.
Yali Madad, how are you?
Good. Well, how are you? Welcome back.
Shukr alhamdulillah. Yes, it's good to be back. Thank you so much.
So why do you have to ask Farhan every time to bring you on? Why is that?
He knows I'm a little bit of an introvert, but when it comes to the music that speaks for itself, that has such a clear and heartfelt and spiritual message, he knows that then I will oblige. So this song was immensely powerful in its prayer and devotion and expression at a time when I myself personally needed it, but I think as a global community was really special to bring forward. So all of my gratitude to you, Farhan Bhai. You've been such a good support, and it's been such a journey, the projects that we've had together. I've learned so much, and I hope it continues.
Yes, inshallah. Now there's another member, Keith. Keith is waiting as well. Hello, Keith. How are you? Okay, can you hear me, Keith?
Keith, your mic is off. Unmute. No, we cannot hear you. You gotta unmute.
No, he's on mute right now, but we cannot hear him.
We cannot hear you, Keith.
Maybe Keith, if you can, if you can exit, then you come back in again. It might work because we cannot hear you. Okay, so let's start until he figures it out. So
meanwhile, Keith figures out. Keith, can you hear us? No, we cannot hear you.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. You can leave and come back, Keith.
Yeah, just leave and come back, Keith. I think you'll be okay.
All right, Jalal bhai.
Okay,
क्या हो रहा है नए साल में?
नए साल में like you guys are not giving, हमें तो कुछ आप जो टाइम नहीं दे रहे. There are back to back इतने अपना जो hit after hit. You guys are all other artists. They are just kind of producing and releasing. So I'm just busy with this. And speaking of the new artists, tomorrow we're gonna have a new artist as well, Samita Jafar Sadiq. Do you know who is she? Farhan bhai? Any idea? Okay, you know the Jafar Sadiq legend from our Ghana orchestra, Jamaat Khana.
No.
Jafar Sadiq from Ghana orchestra. No, in like Karachi. Okay, so
No.
that's his granddaughter.
Okay.
She'll be on tomorrow, and she's releasing her new song, Mulakat, on the show tomorrow. So looking
Wow.
forward to it. But yeah, so I think it's a blessings for me. So love to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
this kind of show on the show. So Noreen, what's like a Tajalli, like HASEEBI, you just talked about it. Uh, did you know about the lyrics or the video before you said yes to him?
You
Did you
know,
have any idea?
yes, and in fact, Farhan knows that before I even engage in any project, the first thing that I ask him for is lyrics and some of the chordal textures, because for me, before I even start arranging anything vocally, I sit and I meditate on the lyrics. And so at the first word, he sent me the chorus. I don't think there was everything written yet. I think he had the HASEEBI chorus up until the into the Kawali section, and that was what we had as kind of a sample. And I was immediately drawn to the lyric, and told him right away that if there's any way that I can even support behind the scenes or just witness the process, I would be happy. And he's so gracious and kind, and allowed me to use this space as a place to emote with him. So I certainly connected to the lyric. For me, with each individual artist, this was a very iterative process, and Farhan will tell you hundreds and thousands of WhatsApp messages back and forth with creative ideas, and often in a hallway or in a car or at the piano, and we kind of share our musical ideas that way. But every iteration of the track became more and more profound. And when we finally heard the magic of Ustad Farid Ayaz and Abu Muhammad and the Kual brothers, it was I think both of us sat and cried for a good few hours, Farhan bhai?
Wow,
Yeah, because because what they have given to the song, like Ustad Farid and Ayaz, it's like beyond my imagination. Because initially, when we had them, when this idea was there that when we will collaborate with Ustad Farid and Ayaz, and it was just like a very short piece. So you must have seen that this piece is like more than 9.5 minutes, right? So they were just doing like 3 minutes of rendition, and then together we were collaborating on some pieces here and there. Here we go. Keith is here. Hello, Keith. Hello. Hello, Mike.
No, he's not on mute, but we cannot hear him. I don't know, for whatever reason.
Keith, we cannot hear you again. I don't know. Something is wrong. Or this StreamYard doesn't like.
Check the setting if you're on the laptop. Check the setting.
Unmute. Yep. Yeah. Can you speak now, Keith? Hello. Check 1, 2, 3. All right. All good. No problem. Until.
Because he can hear us, but we cannot hear him.
It's fine, Keith. We can talk in sign languages. Just wave with your hands. Thumbs up. That's it. All right. Keith is a wonderful artist we have featured on HASEEBI, and Keith have played Santoor on the track, and we have been playing music together. So many messages are coming. Riz Jadavji, Shehnaz, RJ Malik, Imran, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. So yeah, where we were. So Farid and Ayaz, we have featured Farid and Ayaz on this track, and when they came to studio, they had like many ideas about the track, and instead of restricting them to our piece only or to our idea, we allowed them, or like we told them that okay, what do you want to do with the track, and they did the magic in the studio. So they like and I must admit that this piece was not even 10 minutes. It's more than 20 minutes piece. So we have to cut down a lot of things to make it like very concise, and then to make it like 20 minutes. At some point of time, we will try to feature those edited parts as well on our YouTube channel, because such great wisdom in those words. As you see in the song, we have featured like five poets, right? So
Yeah.
four very known poets and one very unknown poet. So that unknown poet is myself, but four known poets are Aga Hashar Kashmiri, and there is Abdul Sattar Niazi, and we have Umar Khayyam, we have Allama Iqbal. So we featured like pieces of these great poets from Islamic world. And then I have tried myself to write Hasibi, Karimi, Rahimi, Al Madad Tu Kar Madad Mola, Tu Mere Mustafa ki shan hai Mola. मैं जब भी डूबता हूँ तू बचाता है, मैं जब भी लड़खड़ाता तू उठाता है, तेरे एहसान कितने हैं मेरे मौला, हसीबी, रहीमी, करीमी. And then we have used all the traits of Allah, all the names of Allah, but in a way that my hasibi, my kareem, my rahim. So saburi, alimi, azizi. So all the names of Allah have been used in this, and those names which you will not hear regularly. So Latifi. So Allah Taala की एक बहुत बड़ी शान है कि वो लतीफ़ भी है. तो ये बहुत सारी ऐसी चीज़ें इसमें इनकॉर्पोरेट करने की कोशिश की है जो यूजुअली जो है हमें सुनने नहीं मिलती. सो सबूर, अल्लाह ताला की एक बहुत बड़ी सिफत है सबूर होना. तो और उसको ब्यूटीफुली जो है वो एक्सप्लेन किया है लिरिक्स के अंदर. और नूरीन का इंक्लूजन जब भी होता है किसी भी गाने में, मैंने देखा है सावन में और हसीबी में, तो गाने की जो पूरी एक जो फील होती है वो चेंज हो जाती है. The way she comes up with the choral arrangement, the way she directs the choir, पूरा ओवरऑल जो एक गाने की एक साउंड हमने जो बनाई होती है उसको वो इतना जबरदस्त कॉम्प्लीमेंट करती है. She is just brilliant in her art, like the way she comes up with the arrangement, it's phenomenal. I mean, with her it's like you can just trust her like anything, that she will add value to your song just like anything. I mean, if you will give her like one idea, she will come up with 3 ideas, and that's what I think me and Nooreen, why did we bond together? It's like, if I come up with something that Nooreen, I'm feeling this, she will say, okay, I'm feeling this and this as well. So it's always amazing and a pleasure to have Nooreen on tracks and in this journey together. Such a wonderful experience.
I always tell you, Farhan, that you bring and the musicians bring far more to me than I could ever offer, and the inspiration comes from what's there, the fabric that's there, the jazzy chordal progressions, the all of the input from all of the musicians. It's what's inspiring, and the one thing that I agree, Farhan, is that what has drawn me to the work that you do is that it always starts with the feeling and the heart first. And so when you're connected to a lyric or a song or idea, sometimes it's only 2 or 3 words, but I can understand the sentiment and the intention right away, even from those first 3 words. And that's very powerful, because then the entire experience, I think for us, what's been the richest is not the product or the outcome or seeing the final product. It was really the journey, right? It was really that, I will tell you a funny story, actually.
Yes,
so I recall, I have, the final lyric and the chord changes. We were tossing ideas back and forth. And I said, Farhan Bhai, I'm listening to this one section of the song, and what you're singing in the melody, like it's really not fitting in the chord changes. And I'm trying to add some fabric and some texture to this, but I'm not sure where to land. He's laughing already because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. So it's in the chorus, and for me, it's like, this is important because the entire crux of the song is in this prayer of this chorus, Hasibi, Rahimi, Karimi. And I said, have you guys talked about this? And he said, oh yeah, we discussed. So Shahid and I had a discussion. I like the melody. Shahid likes his chord changes. They don't fit together, so we figured we would just give it to you and see what you come up with. But what was so interesting about that is I sat there and I said, Farhan, like, I'm not sure what we can do to bridge this dissonant harmony. And when we talk about harmonies, like these were like a half a step apart. So we're talking about a flat 5 in the middle of this G9 chord, and it just didn't work. But it forced me to say, you know what, sometimes things are hard, there's friction, but it was a true exercise in how do we find the beauty in that, and how do we add a color or a layer that helps bring out both elements. And so I remember when I first sat and I said, Farhan, I'm not sure anything's coming. And he's like, well, what comes at the piano? And I played one chord. And then this was when I sent you the Mola. And that was, I was like, and that was my like literally call to Mola to say, yeah, Mola, like bring some ideas to us, you know, because we were so, you know, at a, you know, kind of standstill, or at an impasse at that point. And then the ideas just started flowing, you know, and I think every time I heard another instrument, the santur and Ellen, I don't know if he's joining today, but every time I heard these other elements, Satumi with her percussion, like it was brilliant, right? So I would say that everybody added to the fabric in a way that was just so special, and with the end goal of having this be an immersive devotional expression, you know, at the forefront. Yeah.
Yes, Keith, can we have a mic test? Keith, 1, 2, 3, hello.
No, we cannot hear it.
No.
Still not.
It's unfortunate because his brilliance in this piece is.
You can take the headphones out, unplug the headphones, and try to talk directly to the from the laptop. Yeah. Unplug this. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, you know, let me play one of the promos, the one you had, Farhan bhai.
Yep.
It's just beautiful. I just love this promo.
Keith, I can see your mic. Your mic is mute. Just press that mic, unmute.
Let me see if I can do it from my side. No, I can't. Yeah, Keith, if you can unmute yourself. Okay, let me play this promo, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful. Oh. Yes, Keith, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Finally.
Yes, we can now, finally. Yes. Okay, how are you, Keith? No, we lost you again, my friend.
We lost you again. I think you pressed unmute again. You're noodling with your computer, I think, today. Nope.
Oh. Okay, Farhan bhai, you know, if you can, like, of course, you know, this is the Tajalli Lounge. It's been you and Shahid, but that's, you know, like, this is your dream. So tell us about you and Shahid. When did you guys start to talk about like the Tajalli Lounge?
So, me and Shahid, not particularly about the Tajalli Lounge. We have been doing music for last, I think now for like 6, 7, 8 years. We went to this music academy in Pakistan together, National Academy of Performing Arts. वहाँ पर जो है हमारी दोस्ती हुई, and then we started doing things together somewhere around in 2011 or 12. We started, and then we had our own band called Udan Khatola. And then from that band, we started doing many productions, like for dramas, for films, and jingles and songs for other artists. So we used to do this in Pakistan till 2016, until I came to Australia. And then we have been doing things virtually. And in between, like, you know, I have been going every year to Pakistan for some or the other project. And this year I was meant to go Pakistan to do these projects with with all the musicians there. And even Tajalli Lounge, it was supposed to be happen like this, because I'm working on this project with Pakistan and Australian musicians, with Pakistani and Australian musicians. So I was supposed to go Pakistan back in April, but due to COVID मैं जा नहीं सका, और उसके बाद फिर ये सब कुछ वर्चुअली करना पड़ा. मैं होप कर रहा हूँ कि जितना जल्दी ये ख़त्म हो और हम ट्रैवल कर सकें, तो then we will be able to do everything together, and we will bring Noreen to Pakistan, and all other artists together in Pakistan, ताकि क्योंकि we are enjoying this process virtually, but music for me is like, when you sit together, when you ponder upon ideas, when it happens live, then it changes everything. So even though all the instrumentations are live, and we have been able to come up with a piece as live as we can, even if it's Qawwali, the Qawwali chorus, or like the other instrumentation like Baglama or Santoor. But the essence of that live music is, for me, it's still missing. And live music for me is like my life. And that's what I want to do. So दुआ करो जलाल भाई, आप भी किसी बाबा से कम नहीं हो. तो आपका माइक बंद हो गया, अब आपने माइक बंद कर दिया, आपके अंदर कीत की रूह आ गई. तो
नहीं मैंने अनम्यूट कर, like because I muted myself because you were talking. नहीं तो हम तो दुआ हमेशा करते हैं यार, not for you, for everyone. No, I think if I'm there with you, I think it'll be even better.
For this pandemic, I think हम सबको दुआ करनी चाहिए, ताकि we can go back to normal, and we can do those things which we wanted to do. And I want to do this with my friends, with my musician friends, and the people जिनके साथ हमने collaborate करना है. So the names, it would have been amazing अगर मैं उस्ताद फरीद और अयाज के साथ वहाँ physically मौजूद होता और इस चीज को एक्सपीरियंस करता. कंप्यूटर से वर्चुअली बात करना एक अलग चीज है, उस माहौल में लाइव होना, मौजूद होना, वो एक अलग बात है. इसी तरीके से I think Noreen have enjoyed this process, but if for her, if given the choice, if I would ask Noreen, do it virtually or come down and let's do it together, she would say, oh, let's do it together, because if there is a possibility to do it together with a group, then उसकी फीलिंग और उसकी बात कुछ और है. जलाल भाई के साथ जो है इंटरव्यू के दौरान यहाँ से कॉफी पीना और कैलगरी में बैठ के साथ कॉफी पीना, it's different.
The process of creating, right, with our brothers and sisters, emoting together, the exchange, the back and forth, it's magical, right? And it's our life force. This is what keeps us going. And I would say that in the middle of a pandemic where there were so many restrictions and there was a lot of challenges to overcome, I'm so proud of these production teams and the musical teams for being able to find ways to circumvent the barriers and to produce such good quality music. There's our Smiley community, I've been literally awestruck that it's been, from our young superstars to the established artists, there's been such a wide array of music coming out that I'm so proud to witness. But I would say that, yes, there's this piece of me that has been inspired by that, because I know we can overcome anything, but I miss the interaction of having the backline behind you, conversing back and forth, creating in the same room. It's magical. It's a different kind of experience.
And Noreen, why don't you talk about the choir team, our very good friends?
Yes, Ishq, just like Tajalli Lounge has been like a long time dream for you, Farhan Bhai. The concept of creating a platform where we can really explore the boundaries of the human voice has been a long time dream of mine. I've been singing in choir since I was 4 years old, and so it's been a really big part of my upbringing. And so Ishq, this pure expression of love and devotion through human voice, really exploring harmony and counterpoint and a type of fabric where the sound can't exist without every single person there, that everyone's a really integral piece of the whole, has been really important to me. And so I was so blessed to have my dear friends pilot this platform with me. And, you know, I don't know if they're here listening, but Adrian Savine, Simone, Rajan, Samir Ramtullah, Tanzil Baidani, and Zahid Damani, you guys, you know, brought tears to my eyes and have brought a lot of heart and hope to this fabric. So I thank you, I love you, and I can't wait for the next project. And
thank you to all of you, Zaid, Samir, Tanzil, Adrian Savine, and Simone. You know, all of them, you know, have been so gracious. And I know it was a very lengthy and time-taking process. And Noreen, the captain, thank you to you guys for doing this, like, you know, this exercise in this extraordinary, like, you know, situation in Calgary. And Noreen yourself, I mean, she's a doctor herself, and doing it during the pandemic. Hats off to you, my friend, for doing it for me and for this song. I think Samir is watching. Samir, if you're watching, I would like to say thank you to you personally.
Thank you.
And Keith, hello, Keith.
Can you hear us, Keith?
Yeah, I can.
Finally. Now don't
Can you
touch
hear
your
me?
computer. Don't touch your computer now.
Yeah, we can hear you as well.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Keith. First of all, thanks for joining us. And I believe when you turn on your video, like when you turn on your camera, that's where you get kind of jammed. Maybe you can turn off your video, like the camera, at least you can hear us and you can talk to us. I think maybe that's the way to go. Okay, so
Sure.
Keith, how was your
Yeah. No, I can
experience
hear
with-
you. I think there's a delay, you know.
That's fine. That's fine. Finally, it's working.
Yeah. Okay, so Keith, how was your experience with Farhan, Noreen, and the rest of the team?
Well, this was very different than what we normally do, as Noreen was saying. We're used to playing live. So, for example, when you play the Santoor, it's often playing for the whole song, you're playing, improvising, you're playing as a team, you're backing the singer. In this one was very different because we were, we're playing in studios separated by continents, but also as you're playing little bits and pieces. You're playing enough here and there, and that's why it's like a construction. So it's bit by bit by bit. So it's a different way of playing, but it's when someone's got a really clear vision for the music, then that makes it easy. Well, the Santoor pieces were put down in like a 4 or 5 hour block in front of a screen, which is not the way you normally play, but that was the way this was done. So, and then when you see it all come together, it all makes sense. So it's as Noreen was saying, it's fantastic when it all comes together. But you're playing your little piece, which makes it harder. But I still think the end result is really, really good, and I think it will actually quite a big impact, this piece of music.
Yeah.
Yes. And I still remember when we were recording Keith, because Keith had no idea about this piece, and we had discussion like few times that, you know, there is this piece in which you will be playing Santoor, and then a couple of discussions, but, you know, because I was so occupied with this song that, you know, I didn't even get time to sit with him that, you know, this is the song, and why don't you come up with few things, and then we can take it from there. But I think Keith heard the song on the recording for the very first time. So when he came to the studio, he said, you know, I have no idea about this song, and I was like, okay, no problem. We'll go through together bit by bit, and then, you know, in no time we'll finish this recording. So we took like 4 or 5 hours, and we did lines, Santoor lines, and then me and Shahid, when we sat together, we had written pieces for Santoor, and then on the recordings, it's always fun that when you're recording, then your new ideas generates on then and there. And then Keith was so adaptive that he came up with a few of his his touch, because he plays Santoor. And this song is different, and nobody could envision that there will be Santoor in this piece. So and then finally the end result, there is Santoor, there's traditional baglama, and then there's whole choir is there. There's this rock guitar riff in there. There's a whole string section and drums and bass, qawwali, and it's like because all these sounds, when sounds come together, because I think I have mentioned this before, Jalal bhai, that the only magic in this world which is remain which is still here is sound, is music, right?
Yes.
Rest of all the magic has been unveiled. There's no more magic here. So in this world, only music एक वो चीज है जो रह गई है, जो वाहिद एक जादू है कि हम जब बजाते हैं और उसका असर बगैर किसी तार के कनेक्शन के आपके दिल को होता है. So that's the only magic for me जो कि इस वक्त दुनिया में मौजूद है. इसके अलावा सारे जो है वो रिवील हो चुके हैं.
And how apt then that, Farhan, that the name of this is Tajalli Lounge, right? That the launch of this platform, really, to me, the sounds that you've created help us feel the presence of the divine in a different way, right? And I think that's what's so so wonderful about the platform that you're endeavoring. So thank you.
Yeah. And there are our good friends are watching, including Sulaiman Rahimani from Pakistan. Farhan bhai, this is a message for you. All the best, Farhan, Irfan bhai, and team. Best wishes for 2021. And some good words for me too. Thank you so much. Yeah. And of course, good friend Temur Gilan, he's watching as well from Florida. Amazing composition, Farhan bhai, and there's a Happy New Year from everyone else as well.
Thank you.
So, Farhan bhai, this video, when you release the video, I love the video, mashallah. It's so catching, so attractive, especially the background you buy, especially when you come up, like the Kawaks up, when he's singing, the backdrop looks so, oh my God, you are up there already, just the lighting and everything.
I think in Pakistan, the video has been shot by and directed by Ali Raza. So when we were discussing the idea, I always wanted to incorporate names of Allah. So there are 99 names of Allah as a background in the Pakistan shoot. I wish we could have been able to incorporate that in Adelaide and in Calgary, but challenges.
Yes.
But some way or the other we were able to, and I'm happy that it's there. It's there in the track. If we were recording all together, all three continents were recording together, it could have been the 360-degree, all names of Allah together, and then in the middle, this was my vision. When I dreamt about this, that how we want to do this, I had this vision that all the names of Allah will be around us, and in the middle we will be playing this piece together.
Yeah, mashallah. No, looks really, really good. So, Lori, when you saw the video, the full video, what was your reaction?
It was breathtaking, and I had gotten some direction from Ali Raza and Farhan around how to set things up during isolation, like we talked about, iPhone recordings and distancing, and how to manage in the setting, but how to create enough of similarity between the frames that we could incorporate it into the larger video. So I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, because from my perspective, I thought that we were working with such a skeleton capacity that I wasn't sure what the outcome would be. I had the wonderful help and expertise of Pradeep Such in Calgary. If you ever have a chance to work with him, he's fantastic, but brought a lot of integrity and creative ideas. And when I saw the way that it all came together, it was magical. It brought life to the lyric, which is where it all started for me. just like you, Jalal uncle, was looking at the 99 names of Allah on the curtains behind the stage. And that took my breath away. It was such a great vision to have that there, you know?
Yeah, true, very true. So Keith, you know, when you were playing, or when you, like, of course, when you saw the video, so what was your first comment to Farhan bhai?
My first comment. Look, I was blown away. I just thought it was very magical. It was, but also very powerful. It goes through the whole range. I think it has it's very powerful, but it's very meditative. So I think it's got all those elements of the Sufi music that we all love, that are all within this song. If you don't realize how it's going for 10 or 11 minutes, but it feels like 3 or 4 minutes. It feels very short because we go through.
Yeah.
Well said, Keith.
Okay, so Keith, you know, this is your first time on the show. Maybe you want to tell our viewers, why do you like Sufi music? Because I know, because I've seen you quite a few now.
Well, about 25 years ago, I became friends with a Sikh singer. He was from Malaysia, but he was Punjabi, and he loved the Sufi music. And actually, we were based in Adelaide, and we created a group presenting a new kind of Sikh music, taking the Sikh music out of the Sikh temples, and we took it to music festivals. And we actually came to Calgary in 2003, but we went to America, Canada, we went to England six or seven times, went to Southeast Asia, Africa, Germany, Ireland. So I got my love of the Sufi music from this Punjabi singer called Daya Singh. And as you know, the Sikh scriptures are written to be sung. A lot of the songs or the hymns or the shabads are actually Sufi poems. You know, Kabir. I think there's some Rumi. There's some of the big Sufi poets. So look, I fell in love with the music. Then I had to learn how to play it. So I had to learn santur, and I learned it on the guitar and the bouzouki, which is a Greek instrument. And I've been playing. I love traditional music, and I think it's very important to keep the traditions. We don't throw it away. It's a bit like, I see it like the environmental issues. We are in danger of, in a sense, I won't say destroying the world or with modernism, but we have to keep the traditions that Sufi tradition is 800 years old. So why would you not value that? It's very important. Yes. The messages are universal. The music has taken 800 years to evolve. It's got the most beautiful poetry. So everything is valuable about it. So that's, for me, it's something I'm privileged to be able to share and take part in. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Well said, Keith.
And I think my meeting with Keith was because of Sufi music. I was performing Sufi music in a church back in 2016, and that's where me and Keith became friends. And how beautiful is this that we met in a church, and I was performing Sufi music. So, and from there, we've become like very good friends, and we've played like now number of shows together. I mean, and we have toured like every corner of Australia now. So we have been to Melbourne, we have been to Sydney, we have been to down south Perth, we have been to Brisbane, and we have done like many festivals in Australia. And just when we were about to take our last musical Sufi highway to international platforms, and then we had this COVID. But inshallah, after COVID, we have a lot of plans to take one of our musicals to international destinations, and I think we might be coming to Canada as well. And
yeah, and I thought I'd just mention, I'm not sure if you're aware, Jalal, but 2 months ago, Farhan got a very important music award in South Australia.
Yes.
Adelaide
Yes, I was coming to
Adelaide is the UNESCO award. Yeah. So I think it means there's an opportunity to take the music to a more mainstream platform and to get attention on the music at a bigger scale. Yeah.
Yeah, the UNESCO award was like, this was something, Jalal bhai. UNESCO, I mean, I was not expecting this award at all. So me and Keith just randomly chatting, like, a week before the awards. And I was like, I've been invited for this award. Are you coming? And he's saying, why are you invited? And I said, there is a category that in which I have been invited. And it's like, what category? And I said, UNESCO award of award City of Music Adelaide. And he's like, oh, that's great, you've been nominated. That's achievement in itself. And then next thing I know, I won the award, and I told Keith that I won the award, and he said, the news is already out. Congratulations, And for all those years we've been working, like, Keith had the most belief, I think, in Adelaide, that I can do something. And with his experience, like, he has been here in Australia for many years now. He's originally from Britain, Dugna Lagan, but he have been running many festivals in past in Australia, and then because of his love of Sufi music, I think we became very good friends, and the journey is on.
Yeah, journey. So like, Farhan bhai, like, how many musicians are in this HASEEBI?
In HASEEBI, let me count. Keith, Alan, Shahid, myself,
Zishan, Ajay,
Shani, Ajay, and Satumi, and then the whole string section, and then we have choir, and myself on vocals, and then Farid Ayaz and his ensemble, like Qawwali ensemble. So Farid and Ayaz and Tabla Nawaz. So like 20 people, 22 people.
Wow. So then, of course, so you had a chorus group as well. So it's like a big project. There's so many people. So like, of course, you are, I think, the Farhan, like, you are as a captain. I'll call you captain now. So you and Farhan kind of like, I think you probably like, you're communicating with the chorus group, and of course you are with the kind of the big artists as well. So how much? Now, I don't want to say easy, but how much was like easy, like / difficult, to get everyone or like on board on this, or kind of bring them on the same page?
Do you want the truth or the polite response?
Both.
It's interesting because I think the number of times I called Farhan in the middle of lockdown and pandemics, and I have a very immersive process in kind of working with the choir, rehearsing the choir. I really do go for a blended sound. There's dynamics and nuances. I was struggling with trying to find a way to convey the musical ideas. It took a lot more work, Jalal Uncle. It was like individual, taking out individual parts, recording MP3s, sending them by WhatsApp, having them send it back to me, finding out their voicings, picking out a part, and then having these Zoom rehearsals, which are, the musicians, the singers, and these singers, them all. They're from Calgary, and that was why I selected for this iteration of Ishq all Calgarians, because of the the restrictions that we had with the pandemic. But if it wasn't this group, and if it wasn't for Farhan's, push to continue to fight for the choir, I think I might have felt like the challenges were too much. But we made it work. I think, we did a lot more digitally than I thought we could. And I sent Farhan our rehearsal sessions. And remember, the kind of music and the rhythm is not innate to everyone. So we were talking about, okay, this is in 7, guys. It's like taka 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 taka, and ha ha, and we like doing this on repeat in Zoom and trying to deal with the delay and not have everyone sing at the same time. Like I was so blessed to have such good singers that were able to pick it up and work with me, but it was hard. I don't know if you can do it sustainably for multiple projects back to back. So
that's what I'm saying, Jalal bhai, the amount of work Noreen have done for this project, the amount of work, like, you know, मैं पागल हो रहा था because, you know, she's doing all these Zoom sessions with all the singers, and, you know, she's sharing these files, and I was just confused that how we are going to do this, because, you know, all of them are in lockdown. You guys cannot meet together because choir is something you have to be together, you have to practice together, and you have to sing together in the studio. And it was just impossible to do it. Plus, she, I mean, herself is very occupied in various things. And at one point of time, I was like, Noreen, are we doing the right thing? Can we do this or not? And she was like, you know, I have this belief that, you know, this song is very powerful. We will get through this, and inshallah. And like, you know, one day we were counting every day. So what is happening today? What is happening? What will be happening tomorrow? And between so many challenges, I think phenomenally, I mean, she was not able to just take classes, but, you know, all the recordings, and then finally merge it up together, and then she sent it to us. Each and every harmony, I think I have like now 1,000 voice notes from Noreen on my WhatsApp. Alright, you know, this is what is happening. This is what is okay. Can we change this? Can we sing this? There's minor, there's 9th, there's 11th, there's 13th. Oh my God! And like, you know, it's the whole journey from the inception till the last date. I enjoyed like anything, and then I will be sharing those behind the scenes very soon, and especially those Zoom clips as well. At some point.
And Farhan was, you know, and the choir, they were so adaptable to my schedule, because as Farhan was saying, it's the middle of the pandemic. I work in healthcare, so, you know, I'm working at the Tom Baker Cancer Center and covering some palliative, and have, you know, my telemedicine clinics. And so some of these conversations and rehearsals would happen at 11, 12 at night. Conversations with Farhan at 3 or 4 in the morning, which actually worked out better for you. But there were times where I recorded actual lines that are in the song that I recorded in a closet in the hospital, because I wanted to fix a harmony, and I brought my mic with me and my computer with me, and I, you know, found a place to just kind of put in that 9th that I really wanted in that place, you know. So it was a long process. But I, you know, there's this saying, right, that the most beautiful outcomes come from, you know, these moments of defeat and suffering and struggle. And once you've kind of struggled through that depth, the emergence of the sound was so much more lifted. Farhan knows I was going through a point in time in my life where things were so busy, and I had so many personal challenges, and we were so close to the end of the project. And he said, Noreen, is this the right time? Like, should we just hit pause? And we almost did, but there was something about the music that then became the prayer, right? Then it's like, you know what, let us call on him. Let us call on him in our own journeys, in our own life, for our communities that we're serving, for the people that are struggling with COVID and isolation, and, you know, so much trauma in this year. And let's pray through this piece. And that's what it became the last week. Hey, Farhan?
That's what I'm saying. And then Jalal bhai, ये जो music जो हुआ है ना, ये अंदर की feeling के बगैर नहीं हो सकता. It's not 2 + 2 4. ये ऐसा नहीं है. It's not 2 + 2 4. It takes your soul. ठीक है ना, इस काम को करने के लिए. Because, you know, मुझे अगर normally कोई कहे कि यार 22 घंटे जागना है, तो मैं उसको कहूँगा यार तुम्हारा दिमाग खराब है. लेकिन for this music, everyone, like, you know, 24/7. I don't know मैं कितनी रातें जो है वो continuous जागा होऊंगा, और कितने लोगों ने इसके अंदर जो काम किया है. Because, you know, it's not about कि एक गाना बन रहा है and then everyone came up with their things and then चलो भाई हो गया. It's not like this. You have to, there are कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं कि you have to live the song. तो हम सब ने इस सॉन्ग को जो है वो कहीं ना कहीं जिया है, ठीक है ना, अपनी जिंदगी का पार्ट बनाया है. सोते जागते and then ideas together. रोजाना ऐसी चीजें नहीं होती. I mean, it's not like कि किसी ने, so making a commercial song, making a song for someone else, like a jingle or something, it's different, right? There's a concept.
Yeah.
आपने एक गाना बनाया, that's it. But
Yeah.
creating something like this is altogether a different science, where, like, you know, people from 3 continents, 3 different cities are coming together. Ideas जो है एक जगह जमा हो रहे हैं. सब लोग अपनी रूह लगा रहे हैं. ठीक है ना. मेरे लिए जो सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर है मेरे लिए पर्सनली, अगर किसी चीज में आपका इमोशन नहीं जुड़ा हुआ, ठीक है ना, अगर आप इमोशनली कनेक्ट नहीं हो उस चीज से, और कहीं से भी मुझे किसी से भी ये फीलिंग आती है, तो देन वो मेरा सबसे बड़ा टर्न ऑफ है. मैं नहीं कर सकता. तो जब दिल से, क्योंकि मैं खुद बहुत दिल से काम करता हूँ, कोई भी काम हो, चाहे छोटा हो बड़ा हो जैसा भी हो, मैं बहुत दिल से काम करता हूँ. कोई किसी के लिए वो मैटर रखे या नहीं रखे, कोई से सुने या ना सुने, मेरे लिए जो है वो बिल्कुल ऐसे है कि वो मेरे दिल के बहुत करीब है. और जब तक मेरे दिल के करीब नहीं है, मैं उस पर काम करना ही नहीं चाहता, ना मैं करता हूँ. और एक मरतबा घुस गए, एक मरतबा उसके अंदर लग गए, तो देन एक्सपेक्टेशन इज एवरीवन अराउंड will come with their open hearts. And I think in music process, your energy is very contagious. तो अगर आपकी एनर्जी उस प्रोजेक्ट में है, जिसके अंदर आप पूरे दिल से उसको चाह रहे हो, then you should pass that energy to your musicians and to your friends, and then when they come up and then they reflect with that energy, I think इसी तरीके से बनता है हसीबी.
Yeah. You know, आप जो बोल रहे फरहान, मुझे बस मुझे भी ऐसा ही मेरा काम होता है भाई. You know, जब अगर मैं घुस गया किसी चीज में, then I'll go for it. जब तक दिल और जान नहीं होगा, so the other people won't feel the same energy.
फायदा नहीं है, because you know, any art form, be it hosting, be it singing, be it music, if your soul is not connected, all right, if your heart is not connected, then फायदा नहीं है इसका. I mean, क्यों करना? अगर मतलब किसी ने जबरदस्ती तो नहीं बोला आपको गाने के लिए, किसी ने जबरदस्ती तो नहीं बोला ये काम करने के लिए. So if you really want to do it, और अगर आपका दिल उसके अंदर है, तो उसमें पूरा 100%, चाहे कुछ भी हो. लोग कहते हैं कि यार मैं अभी ये काम कर रहा था, चलो इसको जाने दो, कोई बात नहीं. जाने दो नहीं. म्यूजिक ऐसी चीज है जिसमें जब तक आपका दिल सेटिस्फाई ना हो ना, तो आपको अपने इमोशंस को रोक लेना चाहिए. ठीक है ना. और उसके अंदर पूरी एनर्जी के साथ जब भी कोई भी काम करो, इफ यू आर सिंगिंग लाइव, लॉट ऑफ सिंगर्स आर डूइंग दीस डेज फेसबुक लाइव, मैं सबसे यही कहूंगा कि आप अपना दिल उसके अंदर डालो. ठीक है ना. सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं कि यार कि करना है. अगर आपकी रूह कहती है कि आपको ये काम करना है और आप अच्छे से कर रहे हो, तो देन पुट योर ऑल एनर्जीज टुवर्ड्स इट. सीखो, अच्छे से सीखो, अच्छे से गाओ. ठीक है ना. और खुद को मजा आना चाहिए. बाकी लोगों को मजा तो उस वक्त आएगा जब आप अपने अंदर आग लगाओगे. अगर आपके अपने अंदर फायर होगी, तो बाहर खुद ब खुद जाएगी.
Yeah, very well said, Farhan bhai. So Keith, you know, so now we are living in a new world now. We are in a corona world, like basically for the last 9 months or so. So how do you adjust yourself into the new technology? Because everyone is using kind of virtual technology now to be part of any show or like any event. So how do you update yourself? What do you do?
Well, I think you've just heard Noreen has adapted. Everyone is learning new skills, but I think it's more that a lot of artists that I know are using it as a time to be creative, because you have to remember a lot of artists really lost all of their work, their paid work at the beginning of the year. For example, we had a lot of performances lined up, a lot of projects, some travel. All these things disappeared. So I think artists are the hardest hit during this period. So it's one thing to learn technology, but technology is only the tool. It's not the answer to, I think, the future. I think we're looking into a period where it's going to be different, but we might have to ask ourselves, for the sake of the environment, do we need to travel around the world on aeroplanes all the time? You know, it might be that we can share technology to share and come together a lot more. I think that's in the same way that Zoom conferences have shown that we don't need to all jump on it. I was in January. I was in New Orleans for a music conference. It was a folk music conference in New Orleans. There was 3,000 people at the music conference. Now, this year, so this time round, this was the North American Folk Alliance conference. This year, they're doing it totally by Zoom, and it's an internet conference. But you think of all the travel. It took 1 week of my life to go to New Orleans to a conference, the music conference. So I think maybe technology will change things, but there, as Noreen said, there's nothing like the live performance. Live performance with an audience, with a congregation sharing the music is very, very important. But I think a lot of the time, personally for me, you know, I've written 15 songs this year. So I've used it as a creative time, not just to learn, you know, to do stuff on the internet. So, you know, we have to readjust our plans, maybe do some things we have been saving up for a long time, and now we've got the time to do it.
Yeah, I think 2021
yeah,
is the time for reflection, that, you know, what 2020 was, and we should get, like, you know, we should pick and choose the best part of 2020. I think लोग कहते हैं कि 2020 बहुत बुरा साल था. I think 2020 ने हमें बहुत कुछ सिखाया है, ठीक है ना? It has taught us a lot on many levels, ठीक है ना? On levels of environment, social settings, relationships, right? हमें बहुत सारी चीज़ों को सीखने मिला है, और I think हमको उनको सीखते हुए 2021 में अप्लाई करना चाहिए. I think 2020 for me, if I say, yeah, I mean, in terms of pandemic, it was a worst year. But, you know, let's be honest. I have been very creative throughout this year. I've been able to record a lot of music which I was missing for many years. Like, you know, agar pandemic nahi hota, I would have been doing shows and tours, because as Keith said, our last performance was 28 February and 1st March Adelaide Fringe before the pandemic. Then we had April and May. We were like, you know, booked, like, you know, in Australia for like 4 shows, and then I was going Pakistan for 3 months, and then after coming from Pakistan, we had shows lined up here in Australia. So like whole year was busy. मुझे नहीं लगता कि I would have been able to record this many things agar pandemic nahi hota, right? I would have been able to record in Pakistan and come back and do some recordings, but again, with live shows and concerts and traveling, it's always difficult to sit down and, you know, make composition, write your songs, and then let's be honest, the amount of time I've been able to invest here, like, you know, catching up with my musician friends, and like just like Maqam or Tajalli, right? I mean, we have worked with like musicians from 3 continents. Normally, it's not possible. अगर आपके पास time ही नहीं है, I mean, if you are traveling and performing music and practicing, कैसे आप record करोगे? So on many levels, 2020 has given us a lot. But I think due to pandemic, we have lost many lives, like, you know, around the world, in which for me the sad part is, like, you know, people जो लोग अपने प्यारों से अलग हो गए, right? And जो लोग चले गए just because of COVID. I think that's the only sad part. And then personally, मुझे जो सबसे ज़्यादा चीज़ जो हिट करती है वो यही है कि हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा फिजिकली डिटैच हुए लेकिन वर्चुअली जुड़ते गए, और 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 एक एक जो हमने टाइम साथ गुजारा है वो हर बंदे की जर्नी मुझे लगता है एक जैसी है। हर बंदे ने एक जैसा टाइम गुजारा है, अपने दोस्तों से दूर, अपने रिश्तेदारों से दूर, और हर कोई इस दुनिया में इस वक्त मौजूद है जिसका कोई ना कोई कोविड की वजह से जो है वो की जान गई होगी। तो आई थिंक हम सबको इससे सीखना चाहिए, और वी शुड लर्न from 2020 and apply the best part in 2021 and try to be more good humans, और अच्छे इंसान बनने की कोशिश करें। जो काम हम अब तक नहीं करते रहे, ठीक है ना, कोशिश करें कि अब वो करें आगे, ठीक है। इंसान की हकीकत कुछ भी नहीं, इंसान की हकीकत हमें 2020 में पता चल गई है कि हम लोग हैं क्या चीज़, ठीक है ना। हम बहुत ज़्यादा जो है वो घमंड करते हैं, अरे मैं तो ये, अरे मैं तो वो। तो हमें ऊपर वाले ने बता दिया कि भाई कुछ भी नहीं, तुम्हारी जो बात है वो बिल्कुल एक तिनके की तरह भी नहीं है, ठीक है ना। तो इट्स टाइम टू रिफ्लेक्ट दैट एंड बी थैंकफुल to God that for this life, and then start thinking about nature, because जब आप नेचर का ख्याल नहीं रखोगे तो फिर नेचर भी आपका ख्याल नहीं रखेगा। तो कुदरत के साथ पंगा लेने का नहीं, तो कुदरत फिर अपने करिश्मा दिखाती है। तो इट्स टाइम टू रिफ्लेक्ट। एंड ये क्या दिखा रहे हो?
No, I'll just after you're done, so I'm going to play the promo.
Okay. Go for it.
No, bolo, Farhan bhai, I'm just waiting for you.
नहीं, I was done. मैं देख रहा था शायद गिटार आ गया।
अच्छा। Yeah, let's play this one of the other promo as well.
रवि अच्छी लगी ना सरवरी अच्छी लगी, हम फकीरों को मदीने की गली अच्छी लगी।
रवि अच्छी लगी ना सरवरी अच्छी लगी, हम फकीरों को मदीने की गली अच्छी लगी।
हम फकीरों को मदीने, हम फकीरों को मदीने की गली अच्छी लगी।
उस रवि अच्छी लगी ना सरवरी अच्छी लगी, हम फकीरों को मदीने की गली अच्छी लगी।
राज़िक तू है,
Man, I love this part. Goosebumps.
मेरा मालिक तू है, और राज़िक तू है,
राज़िक तू है,
मेरा मालिक तू है,
मालिक तू है,
मेरा मौला भी तू ही,
मौला भी तू ही,
मेरा खालिक तू है। तेरे एहसान कितने हैं मेरे मौला,
रशीदी अज़ीज़ी ज़ुबूरी अलमदद तू कर मदद मौला। हबीबी हसीबी लतीफ़ी अलमदद तू कर मदद मौला।
वाह, माशाल्लाह यार, गूज़बम्स हो। ये फरहान भाई, आपका ये पार्ट था ना जिसने मेरा दिल जीत लिया, सीरियसली। आपके जो 2 मिनट की जो लाई थी, माशाल्लाह, वाह।
आपको पता है ये पार्ट जो है वो शाहिद का भी फेवरेट पार्ट है। ये पार्ट एक टाइम पे हम ये पार्ट के ऊपर डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि यार ये पार्ट रखना है कि नहीं रखना है, बिकॉज ये गाना बहुत लंबा हो गया। तो शाहिद ने मुझे कहा कि नहीं यार, ये पार्ट तो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, ये तो रखना है। तो बैक एंड फोर्थ डिस्कशन के बाद फिर हमने कहा चलो ये रखते हैं, कोई बात नहीं। एंड इसमें नूरीन ने एक टॉप, एक इतनी ऊंची हार्मनी की है इसके अंदर, नूरीन, दैट खालिक खालिक तू है, top harmony, my god, like, you know, because when she sent me these files, and when I heard this, I was like, man, this is too high, like, you know, what is it? And she aced it like anything. Nureen, can you do that khalik to her?
Please. No, people are asking for it too.
No.
One line.
Oh, you know, for me, actually, it was the line before that I was so drawn to. The Hum fakiron ko Madine ki gali achi lagi. And when I sent it to you, I said Farhan's gonna not like this because it's over this very traditional part of the piece. And we talked back and forth about this part, but this second to that, my favorite part is the ending, the building of the chords. And I couldn't have done it really without the choir underneath, right? Like the only way that you can escalate chords like that is to have such a strong foundation of the band and the choir. So
wow.
And again, so I mean, when she sang these parts, like, you know, in video, she had dupatta on in respect of Prophet Muhammad, and I think that just warmed my heart. And, like, you know, so many people have especially missed me that, you know, not only the music, but the respect every musician. And then I think everyone came with, like, you know, the respect towards the music, towards the lyrics, and what has been said. It's phenomenal. And then adaptability of a culture, because, you know, when you are dealing with like cultural and traditional music, you have to keep in mind the tradition and sentiments around the music. So bravo, Nureen, hats off.
You know, Farhan, you taught me every step of the way. To have an art, to work with a composer that is so open to teach you, you know, really the essence of the meaning, but also we talked about how to, you know, keep that integrity and the respect and the humility throughout the piece so much. I mean, that was a big part of our dialogue. And if it wasn't that dialogue, I don't think the ending would have been what it was. And the last 2 minutes of the piece, for me as well, Jalal uncle, are the most impactful. You know, it all comes together in the end.
Like, you know, if you remember, Farhan bhai, when I saw that, promo, and then I messaged you right away, like, you know, that was my, like, oh my God, you know, what was that? That was my favorite part of the song as well, man. You know, just amazing. It's still giving me goosebumps, Farhan bhai, seriously. I'm still right now I'm getting goosebumps, mashallah. You know, just beautiful. So, like, who written this song? Like, ye aapka kamal hai, Farhan bhai, or there are other people behind it?
Lyrics जो हैं, as I said, there are 5 poets. इसमें 5 शायरों का कमाल है, और उसमें से 4 शायर जो हैं वो ट्रेडिशनल शायर, जिसमें आगा हशर काश्मीरी, अब्दुल सत्तार नियाजी जिनकी ये नात है, खुसरवी अच्छी लगी, नसरवरी अच्छी लगी, then Allama Iqbal, and then Umar Khayyam. So we have used poetry of 5 very well celebrated poets from Islamic world, but then it has my poetry as well. So this part, राज़िक तू है, मालिक तू है, मेरा मौला भी तू ही, मेरा खालिक तू है, ये मैंने लिखा है। तेरे एहसान कितने हैं मेरे मौला, ये मैंने लिखा है। and then हसीबी करीमी रहीमी अल मदद तू कर मदद मौला, तू मेरे मुस्तफ़ा की शान है मौला, मैं जब भी डूबता हूँ तू बचाता है, मैं जब भी लड़ खड़ाता तू उठाता है, तेरे एहसान कितने हैं मेरे मौला, ये मैंने लिखा है। उसके अलावा जितना भी है, it's from other poets. So तो जब भी मैंने कहा था कि 4 जो है वेरी वेरी वेल नोन पोएट्स एंड 1 वेरी अननोन पोएट, तो वो अननोन जो है वो मैं हूँ।
वाह, माशाल्लाह। नहीं, आपने बड़ा कमाल किया यार। फिर हमारे लिए तो आप नोन ही हो, यू आर नॉट अननोन फॉर अस। Keith, you know, to be part of this kind of project, this kind of event, basically, and you know, like especially these days because of the corona, the whole world is online. So, like, you know, if I ask you to say, you know, I would say a couple of lines for this project, what do you want to say? What special words would you not use?
That's not fair. Put me on the spot. Oh, I think that music music brings continents together.
Well said.
Mhm.
Very well said. Very well
Very
said.
well. Yes, 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 yes. And Nori, I just want to take this opportunity to ask you not about this project, like just like December 13th, so we celebrate Hasman's birthday. Then we, I think the whole world they were playing the videos from the 80th birthday is when you and Zahid were gone to Paris as well. So of course so I didn't get a chance to ask you that question. So I want to go back. What was your feeling? What was your experience when you were there in front of Hazima for his 80th birthday? If you don't mind.
I mean, that particular experience was a huge inflection point in my life. And I think I have continuing even with today with this project with HASEEBI, I'm continuing to feel the ripple effects of that, because for me, it was the first time that I'd been brought into an environment. I didn't know a single person that was there. We were all, congregating from different countries. We spoke our musical language from different music idioms. We didn't even speak the same language. So communicating was through expression of face and through gestures and, translator when we could access that. And yet we were creating in that environment. And that exercise was rigorous. And like I said, nothing beautiful comes without challenge and rigor. But it was an exercise in pluralism and opening your heart to different ways of creating. And that absolutely has changed my life. Everything from that point onwards, there was like a shift in me musically that has been such a blessing. I even get emotional talking about it. So I'm noticing myself tearing, but because it really, to me, music became at that point about the presence of the divine. And my goal and my direction and my desires and my aspirations about how I hope to use voice and music and textures moving forward shifted in that very experience. So I feel so blessed to have been there, and I feel so blessed to have been there with some of our, love. Wow, see, look how emotional I am. I'm just all over the place. To have been there with some of our Ismaili musicians across the globe. It was very, very special, and this experience wouldn't have been possible without that, right? You learn from everything in your life, and the blessings and learnings from that are why Farhan and I could talk about the divine and manifestations of the divine and create textures, because we learn from each experience that we've had previously. So it was special. Now that I've spilt my water all over my entire table.
Oh my God. Yeah, Farhan, of course, you were you perform in Jubilee Arts as well. You were on a stage in front of the Noorani family. If I ask you to go back 3 years and share your experience, because I know, sky's the limit for your whole team basically. Everyone is आपने जो है ढूंढ के सबको निकाला है माशाल्लाह. The whole group, the whole project looks so amazing. So if I take you back 3 years back, and then you continue on to this corona the corona thing now, आपने क्या सीखा? Because I know everyone learns on the go. आपने क्या सीखा, and what do you want to achieve in next 5 to 10 years?
मैंने क्या सीखा? If I go back 3 years.
From your Jubilee Arts project, when you perform in front of Noorani family, then you are moving on through there, and now we are in a corona world now.
Jubilee Art was a very special project, I would say, and the whole year, the Diamond Jubilee year. I think I was one of the very blessed artists who got many opportunities during Diamond Jubilee, and then a year to remember, right? That is the year when Jubilee Arts happened, and I got to produce and compose the main Jubilee Arts anthem, and then same amount of time. I think whenever I'm involved in a project, let's say things like Tajalli or Maqam, I mean, it always reminds me of Jubilee Arts, because back and forth. I still remember that more than 40, 50 auditions, all virtual, like back and forth file sharing, musicians from different part of the world, discussing music every day. Like Tina is writing lyrics in US, Barkat is doing rubab in Calgary, and Rahat is playing flute in Pakistan, and then Saba is singing from Toronto, Ruhin from Vancouver, and then we had this Arabic singer from Syria, Dubai, and then Shahid is doing like magic in studio, and then Ayaz. So everyone, like when I go back in that time, that's what I say. These projects are not possible without if you don't put your soul in it, if you don't feel and believe in it. Like सिर्फ timeline को खत्म करने के लिए ये काम नहीं हो सकता. So I like the whole process, and then performing in Portugal live in front of whole Jamaat, and then in front of Nurani family. I think but I will live with that experience for rest of my life, because those were like I cannot even explain. Before that, just before that, I had been to Pakistan to sing in presence of Princess Zara during Diamond Jubilee. So that song Mola Ya Ali, that composition is very special, because I get to perform in front of her, and then that became a very very fond memory from Diamond Jubilee, because that song is very very special and very very dear to me, and it's a prayer. And after performing that song, we got a chance to perform for Gulf Jamaat in Dubai. We had a performance for over 9,000 people in Dubai, and then performance in Melbourne, and finally Jubilee Arts to commemorate Diamond Jubilee. I think it feels like a dream. Whenever I look back, it all के पता नहीं ये हुआ भी कि नहीं हुआ. It almost feel like कि हम कोई ख्वाब देख रहे थे, and इतना ज़्यादा इतनी सारी चीज़ें एक साल के दौरान. And then I think because of that year, we became like good friends with many of you, like virtually. So if I talk about you, if I talk about Rizbhai, if I talk about so many other friends, like we became friends because I think of that year. We became so close, and my connection with all musicians and all artists around the world, I think. और उसके बाद से I think that give me confidence, and that gave me the experience, I think, which I always needed. उसके बाद से I think every other project has been very special, whether it was like recording for my own music, or like recording any other collaboration project, Jamaati project. The journey has been superb yet, and then now coming up with these new initiatives with the help of our dear friends. I think it's phenomenal, and I'm lucky and blessed enough that I have friends who believe who believes in this mission, and then they are together in this mission, because it's not just music for me now; it's a mission to combine traditions, to combine countries, to combine musicians, and अब तो मुझे award भी मिल गया collaboration के लिए. So now it makes more sense to work on international collaborations. That is my I think I'll be more working towards this line more, and from my end I'll try to connect as many musicians I can, as many artists as I can, and I will try to mobilize this sector. जो भी मैं अपनी capacity में जितना भी मुझे ऊपर वाला हिम्मत देगा, I'll try every day towards this, I think.
Yeah. And Farhan, you should move to Canada, because all of your good friends are in Canada, including me and Liz and Noreen.
When I was there in 2018 during my performance, I did said my Canada is becoming my second home. So you you never know. So yeah, you never know.
Yeah, because I remember when Salim mentioned, like when they released the Diamond Jubilee song, like the official song for the 18, and Tasmia, including Noreen, was the part of the group, like part of the song as well. And then you see after then you Reese and me, then we came in the picture as well, especially this coronavirus thing. So everyone is so kind of together in this virtual world now. So it's always a fun, always an honor to have whenever you come, Farhan. And of course, you've been part of our future superstar as well. So you are a big part of that as well. In order, let me ask you this because I didn't get a chance to ask you. So, okay, what do you think about the future superstar part 1 and 2?
You're asking me, Nureen?
No, Noreen, yeah. So, what do you think about the future superstar part
I
one
mean,
and two? Because Farhan is part of our team.
Yes, I think it's fantastic. I mentioned this about the first iteration, but it's so special for our up and coming Jamaati members and youth to have a platform to really be inspired, inspire others. I think it's a fluid environment where you've created where artists can interact with one another. So it's a wonderful, wonderful initiative, and the idea of having some mentorship, some live coaching and mentorship in the programming is wonderful. I'm a huge support. So, you've brought many of these artists to the forefront, and then they have also, like Farhan was saying, gained the confidence and networked and been able to endeavor to explore the arts, in a way that's meaningful. And I have to come back to something that Keith just said, because I think this all comes down to one word, and it's connection, right? And what this allows us to do, what your platform allows our artists to do, what this music and these endeavors with Tajalli Lounge, what Maqam Station, all of our individual endeavors, the platforms for our Jamaati musicians, they allow us to connect through art, through music, through love for the divine, through love for one another, and that is what's important. That's what we need to keep alive, right? Connection to our faith and our history, as Keith was talking about before, not losing those traditions. So it all comes down to that bridging and that connection. And I think that pretty much sums up my feeling about any music endeavor, right? So thank you, Keith, for that.
So Keith, to work with Noreen, to work with Farhan Shah and other artists around the world. So, what do you want to tell them with your experience? What they're supposed to do in the future? With your experience, what do you say? You've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah, look, it'd be nice to say, make a plan. I think it's good to have a plan, and I think you don't take it any further unless you have a plan, and you have to create your own pathway, because everyone's pathway is a little bit different. But if you don't have an idea of what your pathway is, then it's very hard to develop and to meet the right people. But also, arts and music is a profession, and it's an industry. Fortunately or unfortunately, the music is an industry. You in the old days it was very much about earning a performance fee or selling CDs or to make a living. You have to make a living. So you have to work out how you're going to survive professionally at the same time as achieve your artistic goals. So in some ways there is many ways to do that. And a lot of musicians don't understand all of the elements of what the music industry is. So I've been saying to Farhan that there is not just one way to do things. You very much need to interface with the contemporary music industry. If you're in Australia, you've got to engage with the arts, and the music industry is already doing so. It's in the last. So we actually got Farhan got some funding to go to Portugal, which I think was really useful. He's been able to get booking into different music festivals, arts festivals, folk music festivals, community celebrations, in the areas of multiculturalism. Many ways to work as a musician or an artist. It's not like, I'm going to be a qawwali singer. What do you do in Australia? You actually have to understand, I think, the arts and cultural scene, and then make your own plan of how to move forward. It's become very different very quickly because when we toured 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was very much on the basis of selling lots of CDs, which is where we earned half of our income was from CD sales. That doesn't exist anymore. So performers might look for commissions or working on films or working on ways of, I might say, selling your music. They call it monetizing these days, selling your music on the internet. Because, that's all part of the process, but also building an audience, building an awareness of what you're doing and getting people interested in your mission. It might sound complicated, but all those things come together at one point. When you start making good plans, a lot of, you don't waste your time going off on a direction to support your aims.
Right.
So, but there are opportunities there. There are more than one, and I think for people like Farhan, especially, is that he can overlap into a larger global music industry, what we would call world music or traditional music. As I said, there was I went to New Orleans in January. There was 3,000 people there who are passionate about all the different kinds of traditional music, Black music, Hispanic music, all of these, all the different traditions operating in North America and Canada. There are organizations, there are clubs, associations, funding bodies, arts centers, festivals. It's a matter of understanding the opportunities and pathways that are there in that section of the music industry.
Like well said, Chief. So, Farhan, so let's have a kind of before we finish our show. What's the future for the Tajalli? Tajalli Lounge. When do we expect the next song?
जब मेरा दिल करे. नहीं, it's all about, as I said, it's about putting your heart there. So we are working on few things already on Tajalli, but until and unless we are satisfied that okay, this is ready to go out, we will hold it on, because there are some amazing artists we are collaborating with on Tajalli, and Tajalli will not only about the collaboration will not only about episode 1, episode 2. The horizons of Tajalli will be opening up very soon, and you will realize soon that that there are many aspects attached to Tajalli Lounge. It's primarily around Sufi music, but then we're planning many exercises and many projects to empower Sufi musicians around the world. And when I'm saying Sufi music, it's not only centric to the Pakistan and India. The horizon of Sufi music is quite big, from Middle East to Afghanistan and Far East. So the horizon of Sufi music and musicians are so just like the vision of HASEEBI for Khan Music Awards, and for the musicians and for sharing and for preserving the heritage and the culture. So we are trying to work on those lines. We are trying to create the global community of artists here. We're trying to create. We're trying to preserve the culture. We're trying to preserve the musicians. the instrument which has long gone, like nobody plays those instruments, and we're trying to introduce those instruments and those traditions again. So just like we introduced, I mean, not particularly introduced, but we had baglama, this Turkish native instrument, and the song starts with that very instrument. I've got like tons of messages from musicians that what is this instrument? Is this oud? Is this like a sitar or something? And for me, it was an eye opener when Alan shared this instrument with me, and then we researched about it, and then baglama is like have been used uh, in ancient times like anything. It's so soulful. The notes touch you like anything. And then santoor, the use of santoor, the Kashmiri santoor in the sounds. So all these traditional elements, we are exploring a lot on those lines, and inshallah we'll come up with many things on Tajalli, and we'll keep on doing work on Maqam as well. There's a lot happening on Maqam, and next time I think I'll see you. Maybe it will be for Maqam before Tajalli. So, and yeah, the journey is on, Jalal bhai. We are working every day towards these mission, and we all are together in this mission. And then it feels great to share all this with all of you beautiful people and my friends and the musicians I have on this journey together. So thank you everyone again for doing this. And then I don't think that I've been able to say thank you to Noreen personally or Keith. So I would say thank you to you guys for being part of this special journey, and thank you to Jalal for always promoting artists and for always promoting like projects like these, and keep on doing it. Continue this mission. I would say take it as a mission, Jalal bhai, because ups and downs comes, and let's try to learn to be more good humans, and let's try to be more humble in 2021, and let's be better human beings in 2021.
Yes, yes. So I'll start with Akri, like kind of the last words from everyone. I'll start with you, Noreen.
Oh, I'm not even sure what to say after those words, Farhan. You captured everything in my heart. This year has been a year of reflection and struggle, but resilience and strength and hope. And we have been able to experience that through these musical offerings and the journey together. I pray that Tajalli Lounge is everything that your heart desires, but also that it stays a platform and continues to be a platform where we can connect through devotional music. And Jalal, if this platform may very well be an inflection point for some of these young superstars and many other artists along their journey. And so I would say we're all in this together, and that's one thing that I've taken away from 2020 is that this journey cannot happen without each and every person that crosses our paths. I'm so grateful to all of you, and I can't wait for this to continue.
Yes. Keith, what's the last word from you?
Yes, thank you, Jalal. I think it's good that you actually have recognized the fantastic music that's been created by Farhan and his team, and that you're promoting it. So very lucky, because I'm here in Adelaide with Farhan, so we can get together quite easy. But I really appreciate the fact that his community and his friends and his colleagues are helping him to have a bigger awareness of the music and the journey he's on. I wish Farhan all the luck and all the things in the world, because I think he's on a great journey.
Yes, yeah, he is. And Farhan bhai, because we talk. I mean, every 2-3 days we talk a lot, and then we talk for an hour. Sometimes, and let me say that on this platform. And I remember, like in Noreen, when I started this new StreamYard service thing, because because of the pandemic, we couldn't go to our like studio to do the shows. So Farhan Bhai, I think we talked about 2-3 times and 2-3 hours each time, and he was giving me ideas. Why don't you do this for StreamYard? Why don't you do this? What's internet service like speed? Maybe so then he gives me ideas, to make myself better and whatever I'm doing right now. Farhan Bhai, his hand is he's kind of back end for me, and if I have any problem, I go to him as well. Like what do I do? What do we do? So he's kind of the Harfan Mola. He knows everything, and the big thing he loves to share his experience. That's how we get better. I think this is the great thing you have for Anbai, and May Mola gives you strength and long life and health and everything. We can kind of shine, in our community and all the communities. So love to have you on board each and every time. Future Superstar is one of my dream as well, and you are in it as well. With Riz Jadavji as well, and all Salmaji as well, and all of us are together for that because we want to see our young star. We are like to go further. Because we can do only so much, and of course, so they are our future in our community, in every community. So I think so. Love to have you on board each and every time. Farhan, last word from you.
लास्ट वर्ड इज यार कि अगर आपको कुछ आता है जिंदगी में, इफ यू नो समथिंग then give it to others. If just don't hold it to yourself, because any information, anything which is not for you. You are just a vessel. If you are a musician, give music to others. Give good music to others. Try to help other musicians. If you are a teacher, help other के उनकी skills develop हो. So whatever in your life, I think जो भी आपको मिलता है ना जिंदगी में, चाहे वो पैसा हो, चाहे वो knowledge हो, वो आपको share करोगे तो बढ़ेगा. Because I think in your program I said somewhere that for in terms of like whirling dervish, जो मैंने whirling dervish की example दी थी. So a Sufi, it comes from God to you, and then you have to give it to people, and then this circle goes on and on and on. So when you will hold back, you will stop receiving as well. So when you are receiving, you have to give back. That's it. And just think that in this world you are a vessel. जो आपको मिलता है वो आपको आगे देना है. और अगर आप अपने पास रोक के रख लोगे कि this is all mine, then वो कहीं भी नहीं जाएगा. It will be, वो आपका भी नहीं रहेगा, because वो आपका है ही नहीं. तो अपनी थ्योरी यही है भाई, जो आपको आता है, जितना आता है, और सीख लो, और मान लो कि यार जब नहीं आता तो कोशिश करो कि कहीं से भी जमा करके उसको सीखो, and then give it to others.
Yeah. True. And there is you mess like in comment from Khatun Gulaman. I believe she's from Jollygold. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe you can help me like in a Farhan Bhai, because I want to have a Jollygold team on the show as well, and I know they are doing a really great job for all our artists as well. So hopefully you can help me to get them on board.
Inshallah, we'll come some time. सबके साथ inshallah will come some other time.
So guys, thank you so much, Farhan Bhai, Noreen and Keith, and congratulations to whole your team, including our good friends in Calgary. Our Sam, I think Sam was watching as well, and Simone, Tanzil, and the rest of the group. And congratulations to whole team, and can't wait to have like your second or your next production, either Makam Station or either like Tajalli Lounge, and it's gonna be awesome, I know. And we are here for you, Farhan Bhai, Noreen and Keith. If you have any other project, anything, please give me a shout. I'd love to have you on board again. It's always fun to have you.
Jalaluddin.
And Noreen and Keith, thanks for your heartfelt comment. Okay, thank you so much, Captain.
Thank you.
Wow, it's a great and happy new year to all of you again. And stay safe, stay healthy. 2021, and say hello and yarima to all your family as well, and inshallah we'll do it again soon.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. So guys, here our good friends Farhan Shah, Noreen, Vera, Noreen and Keith, all the way from Adelaide, Australia. And HASEEBI is available on YouTube. If you can just like search for it, HASEEBI or like Farhan Shah, it's on his channel as well. And hopefully, when you go on a channel, make sure subscribe them, and then write a comment. So I think it'll be nice feedback for them, because of course everyone everyone get kind of आप जो भी feedback डालते हो, so they get kind of their for the next project they get kind of idea, like what kind of the public is looking for it. And hopefully you guys will do that. And of course, and again, Coffee Jalal will be back tomorrow 4 o'clock Calgary time, 6 o'clock Eastern. We're gonna have a brand new artist. She's new for us, Samita Jafar Sadiq. She's from Edmonton, Canada, and she will release her new song Molaka on the show tomorrow. Plus, she will sing quite a few really good songs, like 80, 90 songs, like the Bollywood songs as well tomorrow. So we'll have our kind of hour and a half with her, and she'll be singing live for you. So make sure join us. It's going to be musical evening for you. And again, Jate Jate coronavirus is still here. Make sure wash your hands, stay 2 meters apart, 2 meters apart. Use your mask, and like wherever you go, and no more social gatherings. At least until they announce where you will live, wherever you live. So make sure follow their guidelines, saying when they announce, okay, you guys can have the kind of the social gatherings, then you can go for it. But until then, please follow all the health guidelines wherever you live. Or Jada, they don't forget, people are watching on YouTube as well as on Coffee Jalal page and in my personal ID. So make sure to subscribe my YouTube channel. So and then you can still get and उधर जो notification होगा, make sure to click on that as well. So once I post any new videos, so you'll get it. Like I think 2 days ago, I just posted a Karim Molu's new song, Mola Mola, on my channel as well. And if any of you, if you wanna post your any cover song or any Kushali song or any song, like any Bengali song or like any song, or any other you can say language song, so I love to post on my channel, and then you'll get a link as well. Then you can share with your friends and family. So Upar Wale ki meherbani se, with your blessings, so I got more than 33,000 subscribers on it, and they are from all over the world. They are from India, they are from Pakistan, they are from our community, other communities as well. So you'll get kind of mix and match from all over the world. And our one of our good friend Moon Ahmad, she'll be on next Sunday, which will be 10th, and she's from Bengali community, and she used to live in Calgary, but now like we'll have a Bollywood musical evening with her next Sunday. Again tomorrow 4 o'clock Mountain Time, 6 o'clock Eastern, we'll have a Samita Jafar Sadiq on the show. So until then, अपना बहुत ज़्यादा ख्याल रखिएगा. Love you all. Salam, Namaste, Sasrikal, Adab, Yali Madad. And before I go on, I want to play one of this video, so you can subscribe my channel.
Subscribe to our official YouTube channel and stay updated.